Okay, Georgie is mad at me because I am filming a confessional and not playing fetch with him right now. So y'all are gonna have to deal with him being in my lap for this entire video. Sorry about that. So episode 3, man, we got a lot to get through. Uh, I don't even know where to start. We're gonna have to pull up the notes here again. All right, episode 3. Boonikin wins immunity again. Not just wins immunity. Boonikin wins first place immunity again. Um, I don't think anybody is really too shocked about that. You put a tribe together of 8 of the best challenge performers in the game, and then we're doing exactly what is expected of us. We have been crushing these immunity challenges. Um, what's funny is that they're not absolute blowouts. Like, yesterday's challenge was uh, the longest word, and it was first two tribes score 5 points, which on paper it kind of looks like we should have gone 5-0-0, but it ended up coming down to like a 5-5-4, 5-5-3 or something in the end. It was pretty close, and it was definitely like I think Wakatobi won second place, and they were only a point behind us. Like it was like neck and neck for who was actually going to get first place in that challenge, um, which I think is good. I think if we were having blowouts, then this is about where the wheels would be coming off, because we'd start resting on our laurels, um, and potentially end up getting bitten in the ass for it. So I'm glad they're close because that means that everybody on our tribe is like aware that we're going to have to actively work harder, to maintain this current pace. Um, So we won immunity. Wakatobi won immunity. Sorry, I'm trying to find my notes. Lombok. Lombok goes to tribal, and this is the tribe that I said earlier I did not want to see go to tribal. This is Mike, Bryce, Abby, Coco, Mason, Jordan, Angie, and Kirsten. Um, Abby has been a great source of information on that tribe. It's funny because like Coco and I have a final two deal, and Coco is on that tribe, but Abby has been just like I don't know if this is her game because I've never played with her in a position where like I think she was this willing to work with me, um, because she's been so forthcoming with information. Like as soon as she knows things, she's been coming to me to tell them to me without me really having to ask. Um, I did a little digging and made sure that Coco wasn't going home. Um, and Abby told me that it was between Bryce and Mason. This is the crucial point in the game where a lot of calls are made that will either make or break someone's game. Um, like in Delaney's, Nuge and I made a call to keep Cole in the early stages, like that second, third tribal council. And it came back and it bit us in the ass. And it ended Nuge up on the jury, and because of him going at that point, it can probably be said that I ended up on the jury because of that decision as well. So this is where we got to make sure we're making the right calls. And if I'm being completely honest, I believe that at least a couple of those people, a couple of those 6 who voted out Bryce tonight, I believe that this decision is going to come back to bite him in the ass, because Mason knows his name was out there. Especially because he got 2 votes, and I'm about 99% sure that those 2 votes were Bryce and Coco. Since Bryce didn't get a penalty, it only makes sense that he voted against Mason. And I know Coco's like MO. She's not one to vote against her friends unless she absolutely has to, especially this early in the game, even like to the own detriment of her game. She wouldn't do it with Derek, even though he was clearly going. Not clearly to me, I wasn't even paying attention. Hey, come here. Anyway, but like it was pretty obvious that he was going based on how the votes fell. Hey, shut up. So yeah, she's not one to go against the people she loves, and I know how much she loves Bryce. So rough gigging, such is life for her. I doubt, honestly, that she would be in danger, um, at the next tribal council, just kind of based on who's there. I think they would all be willing to get rid of Bryce if they lost again. Or, like, I think they were all willing to get rid of Bryce because of A, his level of inactivity, and B, the fact that he was a returning finalist. Um, so he's not as scary of or he's much more of a scary target than Coco is. So I really don't think Coco would really be in danger if they win again. I'd be interested to see what happened if they win again. That'd be a crazy tribal. And honestly, based on the challenge today and just kind of looking at who they have on their tribe, and looking at who the other tribes have, yeah, I don't like Lombok's chances in this challenge. So we very well might get to see them go again, which would be kind of fun. As long as Coco doesn't go, that would make me really sad. So please don't vote out Coco. So we've covered tribal. The next thing to talk about is Emoji Cove. I have come in second for the first two emojis. Somebody beat me out. But that is not the case today. I finally got one. The rose was for me. I find that rather ironic, as I said that Malcolm was giving me the rose, the final rose. In where my hair looks ridiculous. Anyway, I said Malcolm was giving me the final rose in our tribe chat, and I ended up getting the final rose, which is really funny. So this is more like a power app from Big Brother 20 than what I was really expecting. I guess I was kind of right on. I thought that there were going to be some potential downsides to this. Malcolm sent me the twist edit and pointed out that it clearly says that these things will only benefit your game. So that's my bad. I was not paying attention. We've been new. I was at work when that got released. It's not my fault. So let's kind of talk through these different emojis. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 different advantages that someone who can come here can take. This started when there were 24 people left in the game. That would lead us to believe that merge is at final 13. Not going to lie, I kind of expected merge at final 14. I'd be really curious. I'm kind of betting that you do. I'm betting that if we don't merge at 14, I'm betting whoever goes out in 14th place is on the jury. I'm going to throw that one out there. Each of these advantages can only be taken once. And much like the power app from Big Brother 20, you cannot know exactly what you're getting. All you get is the title of the advantage that you're going to get. You don't get to actually know what it does until you select it. Two of them have already been taken, identity theft and fast forward. Those would probably have been two of my first choices just because they're the lack of the unknown in them. I feel like you can pretty safely assume what each one of those does. Identity theft, I'm assuming, is a vote steal. It sounds to me like you're going to anonymously get to cast somebody else's vote, and they will not know. Potentially they will know, but either way, I feel like it's definitely a vote steal. The fast forward, I believe you used this in season 4. I believe Derek might have gotten it. I think Derek got it. And it's basically just immunity. You get to fast forward, kind of like in The Amazing Race, where you get to skip all the tasks. You get to basically just go to the next episode. I'd be interested because it's kind of like an immunity idol. I don't know how that one's going to work. I don't know if you can only use that one if you make merge. But you can kind of safely assume that that one's immunity of some kind. That's probably what I would have taken had it not already been taken. So let's walk down the rest of them. We got the Karma Vote, which is a skull. I don't need any more karma in my life. Thanks. I really have no idea what that one potentially does. It kind of sounds like if somebody votes against you, perhaps you get an automatic like extra vote against them at the next tribal or something. In some way that karma would be coming back to like bite them in the ass. I'm not a big fan of vote twists. Honestly, I doubt I'll be taking either one of the like obvious vote twists that are left right now. Yeah, kind of not hyping the karma vote. I'm curious to see what it does. Like whenever it does come out, that'll be fun. But I'm I don't want to deal with it. It's not me. The helping hand, I am not a helping hand to anybody except myself in games. So I'm not sure what it does. It kind of sounds like a. The more I think about it, the more it sounds like an advantage in an immunity challenge, perhaps. Um, yeah, that's actually like the only thing that really makes sense to me. I'd assume that the helping hand is some kind of advantage in an immunity challenge, which would potentially be beneficial to me because I have a feeling we're going to be swapping. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but I have a feeling we're going to be swapping, and if I end up getting swap fucked, um, that could potentially help me a lot. But we'll see. There's a couple other ones that I think are just better options for me. Poison Ivy is the one of like the two that I really, maybe two or three that I really have like zero clue what it could be. Poison kind of makes me think that it's some kind of disadvantage for somebody else. Perhaps like you can like guarantee that a tribe loses immunity or something. If that's what it is, I'm really glad that we're potentially swapping because whoever got that, if it wasn't on our tribe, is definitely using it on our tribe. If it's like a guaranteed like immunity lose or something, yeah, we would be screwed in that situation. Um, there's so much unknown with that one that I'm really. I'm gonna say that, but wait until you get to my pick. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna come back and be like, "There's so much unknown in that one." Anyway, uh, next up is the silver platter. Kind of makes me think there's like that one almost sounds more like an immunity disadvantage, where it's like you can kind of like serve somebody up on a silver platter, potentially like in an individual challenge if you like wanted to make sure that your target didn't win immunity. You could be like, I'm going to serve them up on a silver platter and make them not compete in this challenge or something. Um, that one seems like it should be good, but I don't know. Eh. These all should be good. I'm sitting here like weighing decisions, trying to decide which one of these is going to like hurt my game the most. When none of them are going to hurt my game, you've already made that clear to me. But yeah, I don't have anything to go on based on like the silver platter. Um, the next one is jump ship, and I'm about 99% sure I know what this one is. I'm pretty sure it's a mutiny. Like, I want to say you've done this in a different season, or maybe somebody else has done this, where it was like the option to mutiny, but it was only given to a couple people. I know you're a big fan of the mutiny, so like I'm 100% sure that that's what that is. It's the opportunity to mutiny, perhaps whenever you want pre-merge, which again would potentially be really beneficial for somebody like me, who could potentially really get like swap fucked. Um, and that's probably what I should go for, just because it gives me a little bit more safety. Because we all know that like a player like me, I tend to thrive in a merge where there's like more targets that I can paint in front of myself. When I'm on a tribe, especially when we're getting down to like right before merge, people want to get rid of me because they're scared of me in merge. So that one's probably what I should take, but I doubt I'll be taking it. I'm not a big fan of the mutiny. It just, I know you are, and it potentially saved you in Comp All Stars when you did it, because I'm pretty sure you're the one who did it in Comp All Stars. That's just not my style, though. I'd rather play it out. I'd rather work my way out of the situation because it's so much more impressive. Like digging myself out of that tribe in Delaney's and getting to merge was one of the highlights of my Twitter game career. And you only get moments like that when you're stuck in situations like that. So giving myself that out is probably the best like general move, but it's not what I'm going for. The next one is the Diamonds of Decisions, and there are 3 diamonds next to it. It's the only one that has multiple emojis next to it. Spoiler alert, this is probably what I'm going to take, because I have no clue what it is, and I'm so curious, and it says diamonds next to it. Like, I don't know. Multiple emojis. It makes me think you, like, want somebody to take it. Plus, this is the 3rd Emoji Cove twist, and there are 3 diamonds next to it, so I kind of want to take it. Decisions. I don't. If this is something where it like makes decisions for me, I'm gonna throw my phone at you. But you said it was going to help my game, so I don't know. I'm really curious. Yeah, I want to know what that one is. Like, my curiosity for that one is piqued so much that I just want to pick it just to know what it is, because like Poison Ivy, Silver Platter, I'm curious about them. Karma Vote, I'm curious about it, but like not enough that it makes me want to pick it. Diamonds of Decisions, the fact that two people have passed it up, which I don't blame them because it sounds kind of sketchy and they have very clear advantages that they could have taken that they did, and they were probably wise to do so. But at this point, I feel like that's the one that needs to be taken. The next one is a tribe raid. I really have no idea how this works in a Twitter game, because we're not getting rewards or anything. We're not getting advantages as tribes. And I'm not about helping my tribe any more than we're already being helped right now, honestly. That would just spur a lot of hatred towards the Boonican tribe. People already hate us, which I don't blame them. I would hate us too if I wasn't on this tribe. But yeah, I'm not sure how it works. It might potentially involve like having to sit out one person, like an extra person in an immunity challenge or something to give the other tribe an advantage. I don't know. The next one is the rogue vote, which is the one that I'm like the most certain about. I'm pretty sure this is exactly what you did in Survivor Past versus Present, and I'm pretty sure I'm the one who got it at the auction in that season, because I was at work and I immediately bid $500 on the first item, and people were shook, but I didn't care. And this one's kind of interesting, but again, I've already said I'm not really a big fan of vote twists. This rogue vote, if it is what I think it is, it means that if you win immunity as a tribe, and you have, like, you yourself have this advantage on the immunity winning tribe, you get to cast a vote at the losing tribe's tribal council. So if there are like 7 people on the losing tribe, there would be 8 votes because you get to cast a vote there. I never got to use it in Past versus Present because the challenge that we had to win in order for me to use it, we got screwed in. And I was busy doing like Stream Final 5 immunity at that point or something. I don't even know what I was doing. I was busy winning Stream and losing Survivor at the same time. I blame y'all for hosting Survivor during the Final 7 of Stream. Anyway, the next one's the Fast Forward. I've already been through this one. I'm pretty sure it's just a guaranteed immunity where you get to fast forward to the next episode. I'd be curious if that one is a pre-merge advantage as well. That one kind of seems conditional on making merge to me for whoever took it. One of the 2 people who came before me took it. I would love to know who those people are. Anyway, yeah, that one almost seems like it'd be conditional on making merge to me, because if not, like if you can just straight up like guarantee immunity pre-merge for an entire tribe, that's kind of sketch. But I guess that's exactly what we were talking about. I guess Delaney's done the exact same thing too, multiple seasons. I don't know, whatever. We'll see. We'll see if that one's conditional or not. It might pop up pre-merge. I wouldn't be surprised. The last one is the only other one that I was considering. I really had it narrowed down between the 2 Ds, Diamonds of Decisions, and the Detonator is the last one. Again, because I don't know what it is. That one's kind of a weird one. Like a detonator. Were you blowing up? Oh! That's how you open the pinned tweet. Yeah, 100%. You have to get the detonator in order to set off the explosives that are in the first picture and open the hatch. But what happens when you open the hatch? I don't like that one single bit. You're going to bring back all the people who've already been booted, and I'm about to bring back Derek, Nick, and Bryce if I take the detonator. I don't like this one single bit. I'm about 99% sure that's what it does, though. I didn't even consider that before sitting down to do this. And now it almost makes me want to take it just to figure out that fucking pinned tweet, because that's been driving me crazy for like 4 days now. What does it do? A detonator. That's obviously what it does. It's the only thing that makes sense, because there's no like game application for that, for an advantage called the detonator. What does it do? What does it do? Do I take it? Diamonds of Decisions. This is the decision. Or do I let somebody else mess with it? Oh, man. That's frustrating. Because I was like 95% set on Diamonds of Decisions and 5% on Detonator, and now it's like a 50-50. I don't know what to do. Oh, I want to know what that is. It's been driving me insane for 4 days. Oh, I want to know if you'll will you tell me if, is it going to be exposed that I'm the one who blew open the door if I take the detonator? Oh, there's too many variables with this. Anyways, so we've made it through all 11. I've kind of let you know my thoughts on all of them. I'm really glad that I got to come here, and I'm really glad I got to come this early. I don't necessarily feel bad about missing out on those first two, because I think I would have been more likely to take one of the obvious choices that they took. And I think there's some real potential like diamonds in the rough in some of these advantages. I think some of them could really help you. So I'm kind of glad I'm going to end up with something like that. What do you put in the hatch? What's buried? Is there like a super idol in there? Am I going to feel really dumb? If there's a super idol buried in that hatch, I'm going to feel really, really dumb. We'll get to it later. But yeah, I'm really glad I got to come here and figure out kind of what's going on. I know what people are going to have available to them. I know kind of what to be expecting, to be looking out for in terms of advantages that are going to be in the game later. And that's all I really cared about. I told you, these advantages, they're so situational. I don't particularly care for them. I prefer a clean game. In stream, I didn't have any idols, advantages, anything like that open to me. My entire rest of my alliance did, and they all lost to me because I managed to do the exact same thing they did with less. I don't need stuff like that to get me far. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I need an idol to get me past Final 5, but yeah. I really just wanted to know what was going on here. I wanted to know what was up for grabs. I wanted to know what people were getting. I wanted to be able to lock down this information for myself, and now I can kind of start corroborating it. I can start poking around, seeing if anybody else has been there. And once I start lining up, oh, you went to the first one, so you definitely have one of these two advantages. I can start doing a little bit more math here, a little bit more strategic math. So I'm glad I got to go. What else do we need to talk about? I think we're good for now. What else? I can't really think of anything else that I would need to go through. Oh, your header changed. And you tried playing coy with me in the Emoji Cove chat, and I don't buy it for a second. You were like, I didn't even notice that we did tribe swaps on the day that the banner changed in Season 2, and that's absolute bullshit. You're such a bad liar. We both already know this, but, like, Malcolm, really? Like, we're gonna swap. It only makes sense. We all expected to swap after the third tribal, and now we've gone 4 votes without a swap. Like, you're gonna swap us. You weren't gonna leave this tribe challenge snappers together for that long, no matter how long this pre-merge is gonna be. Like... You weren't going to leave us together that long. So yeah, there's going to be a tribe swap. I really hope we're going to 2 tribes. I'm trying to think. Oh, we'll be at 21? 21? That smells like 3 tribes of 7 to me. Hopefully 2 tribes of 10 with 1 on exile. That'd be better for me. There's a lot more places I can hide in a tribe of 10. I think no matter what, somebody on Boonikin is going to be targeted in this swap. I think the other 2 tribes have kind of bonded in the fact that they're the only ones who've been to tribal so far. And they all attended that first tribal together, so they've kind of they've all formed bonds within the... What? 16? 16 of them left? No. 15. 14. Is it 14? There were 16 left after Derek went. And we've done... 2 tribals? I don't even know. This game has me so shook. Yeah, there are 22. Yeah, there's 14 left. Okay. So those other 14 people, they all kind of like have it out for us. Abby has already told me that if I end up on a tribe with her, she will work with me. There are a few other people that I expect will work with me. I expect a lot of the Boonikin people will work with me if we end up getting swapped together. So tribe swap right now isn't necessarily bad for me, especially because I've been talking so much about how I love this tribe. I'm really hoping we win this next immunity challenge. I don't want to go to tribal right now. If we do, I'm really hoping Brian M goes. I don't want to deal with trying to boot a bigger target right now. I'm going to need all those targets later down the line, and I honestly have a better relationship with anybody, with the exception of Brian M. Like, he's the one I have the least strong relationship with. I did talk to Katie. We had a really good chat where we locked down that, yes, we want to work together. We think this would be a good idea. I had heard from somebody, either Darius or Brady, one of the two. I think from Brady. I heard from Brady that Katie and Cole had talked. So I mentioned to Katie that the only person that I had really talked to was Cole. And she was like, oh, I've talked to him too. I was like, cool. Went and talked to Cole. I was like, have you talked to Katie about a potential vote? And he said, no, but if I had talked to her, I would have talked to her, Katie, or I would have talked to Katie, you, I think Brian, and Tyler, maybe. Who else is on our tribe? Who else would you? Oh, and Brady, obviously. So yeah, Cole was thinking Cole, Katie, Ryan, Brady, and Brian which I am fine with. I think that's a really strong group, and I think he would go after Brian M first pretty easily, leaving Tyler and Darius potentially as the winners who are on the outs. But I don't really know that they would be on the outs. It would probably end up being a 7-1 vote. In which case, I think it becomes easier if in the really, really small chance that we don't swap and we had to go to 2 tribals, the winners could potentially be picked off because they're in an easy minority and they're just easy targets. I don't necessarily want any of the winners to go, but just thinking like numbers-wise, it goes back to that like Brian Heidick strategy. I know he's a dick of a person, but he was a really good Survivor player. You always want to make sure you're in as many majorities as you can. Right now, we have 8 people on our tribe, and there are 4 non-winners and 4 winners. So if a winner goes first, that means that I'm automatically, even if we're not gonna vote together, I'm automatically in a 4-person majority where the 3 winners are not. Like the 3 winners who remain are not. It's the same thing like gender-wise. It's a little bit less of a thing on Twitter because you don't really get all guy alliances or really all girl alliances. But in like a typical Survivor game, if you have the ability to keep the numbers gender-wise or really any way that you can divide a group of people, you always want to make sure you're in as many majorities as you can. That's really why I want Brian M to go first if we lose this challenge. Not that I plan on losing it. I'm about to stay up for the next... I got 11 hours and 6 minutes. I'm about to stay up for the next 11 hours and 6 minutes seeing about this game. But if we do go, Brian M is the one that I want to go. I think it leaves me in as many majorities as possible, and I think it leaves me with as many strong relationships as possible. I've also had conversations with everybody on our tribe at this point. I think Katie was the last one that I was really missing. And last night after the challenge, I made a chat with her, and then my DMs kind of blew up. I can't imagine how those 17 people who went to that first tribal did it, because I couldn't keep up with the 7 people who were messaging me. And we weren't even going to tribal. Like, we were just all kind of trying to like, hey, we haven't really talked much game because we keep winning, so we should kind of talk some game. Yeah, it wasn't even like deep strategizing. I couldn't even really keep up. There were too many DMs. So, I had a chat with everybody. I feel good about our tribe. I feel good about being on Emoji Cove. I'm about to have to make a decision here. You'll notice that I never actually made a decision in this video, but whatever. Expecting a tribe swap, hoping to win immunity. This game is really starting to heat up. Things are about to start moving a lot quicker, and things are about to start popping up that are going to change the game. I know you said we had 5 twists, and you've only done 2 so far, so we've got a lot of game left, and I think I'm starting to build an arsenal of both relationships, idols, advantages, just general knowledge about what is going on in the game. that can really propel me really, really deep. And I'm hoping that's what we do.